Hey, are you ready for a story? I have a really great one to share with you today. It is called Because I Love You by Max Lucado. And this story, even though they use different names, this story kind of reminds me of like God and us. And they use different names, but when you hear the story, you'll realize, wow, that character makes me think about God, and this character makes me think of people, of humans like us. So let's read the story, guys. It is a great story. Because I Love You. Long ago, in a land far away, and unlike any you've ever seen, there lived a wise man named Shaddai. That's him right there, in the middle. Shaddai was a large man with a tender heart. He had bright blue eyes and a long, thick beard. And when he laughed, which is something he did often, his cheeks would lift until his eyes became half moons of joy. And when he sang, which is something else he did often, everything stopped to listen. The trees would bend, and squirrels, butterflies, and birds would pause, and even the children would turn when they heard his voice. And they should, because it was for them that he sang. He sang for them, for the kids. As for the children, Shaddai had built a wonderful village. It was more than any child could dream. The children plunged into the sky blue pond, and they squealed as they soared high on the swings hung from the apple tree branches, and they scampered through the meadows and giggled in the orchards. And when Shaddai wasn't in the meadow with the children, or in the orchards with the children, he was in his workshop. That's his workshop way up there. Do you see it? He was in his workshop with the children. They loved to be with him while he worked. They loved to smell the sawdust and hear him sing and watch him carve. These are great pictures. And every night, he would gather the children on the grassy meadow and tell them stories. Fascinated, the children would listen as long as Shaddai would allow, and the children loved Shaddai, and Shaddai loved the children. He knew each one by name, and he knew everything about them. He knew that Lucy loved birds. He knew that Roland was afraid of the dark. He knew that Daphne was friendly and Spencer was shy, and he knew Paladin was curious. He loved them, each and every one, and that is why he built a wall. The wall was a high stone fence surrounding the village. Shaddai had built it rock upon rock. The wall was so tall it stood high above Shaddai. Even if he stretched his arms as high as he could, he still couldn't touch the top of the wall. A deadly forest stood outside the village. As Shaddai built the fence, he would often pause and look into the shadows beyond. Cruel thorns and savage beasts and hidden pits filled the darkness. He would tell the children, "Beyond the wall is danger. You were made for my village, not for the terrible land beyond. Stay with me. It's safe here." But in his heart, he knew it was only a matter of time. The day he placed the final stone on the wall, he returned to his shop, and he took long aspen branches, and he sat down at his bench, and he carved a staff, and Shaddai stood the staff in the corner, and he said, "I'll be ready," he told himself. Sometime later, a boy ran into Shaddai's workshop. "Shaddai! Shaddai!" In one motion, the maker dropped his hammer and turned. "What is it, Paladin?" The boy spoke in spurts. The wall! I found a hole! Someone could crawl through it." Shaddai pulled a stool and sat down. "I knew it would be you, Paladin, my child. Tell me, how did you find the hole?" Well, I was just walking along the wall and I was searching for, holes. Yes, I was looking for holes. I was curious, I wanted to know why you wouldn't let us go out there. Why is it so bad? Paladin, listen to me. The lands out there were not meant for you. They're not for me. A journey into the forest will hurt you. You were not made for those lands. Will you fix the hole then? No, Paladin. I created the hole because I love you so much. But you just said you don't want us to leave. I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay with me. But I did make an opening when I built the wall. I want the children to stay because they want to stay, not because they have to. So the children have a choice. Are they going to stay and be where it's safe? Are they going to stay with Shaddai? Paladin didn't understand. Uncomfortable, he turned to leave. He needed to think about what Shaddai had said. As he entered the sunlight, he looked back into the shop, and there sat Shaddai, leaning backward, still watching. Paladin turned quickly away as if he hadn't seen. He walked as fast as he could, and then he went right toward the wall. I won't get too near, he told himself. I'll just peek out. He's going to go look at that hole. Oh boy. By now, Paladin was in the hole. He didn't even stop to think. He lay on his stomach and squirmed through just far enough to stick his head out the other side. Well, I'll just take a quick look, he said. What could be so wrong with that? As if his knees were moving on their own, Paladin crawled farther and farther, and soon he was through the hole and on to the outside of the wall. He rose to his feet. It's not so bad, he said. It's nice out here. What was Shaddai worried about? Paladin began walking through the forest, and twigs snapped beneath his feet, and he said, I don't see anything scary. It's not so bad. Just a few steps into the woods. I want to see what it's like. Nothing to fear here. He laughed and said, just wait till I tell the others. And then he turned around to go back through the hole. But the hole was gone. The hole disappeared. How's he going to get back now? How's he going to get home? He stopped and stared. He saw only a solid wall. Suddenly, he heard a strange noise in the woods behind him, and he swung around, but he didn't see anything. Paladin looked around to the forest, and it didn't seem friendly anymore. It didn't seem any fun. It was dark and threatening, as if it were scary to destroy him. Oh, he remembered that Shaddai had said, Paladin, if you leave here, you will not find the way back. Oh, boy. So since he left, how's he going to get back now? Is he stuck? Is he going to be stuck there forever? The boy's eyes were wide with fear, and he sat on the ground, hugging his knees to his chest, and he began to cry. He remembered something that Shaddai had said. I love you so much. Does he love me really? Does he really love me enough to come find me? Will he hear me if I call to him? Shaddai! Shaddai! I'm so sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm so sorry. Please come help me. Paladin's plea had been heard by the one who loved him. For as the boy left Shaddai's workshop, the maker had watched him as long as he could, and when Paladin was out of sight, Shaddai turned, not to take up his work, but to remove his apron. He hung his tools on the wall, and he reached to the corner and took the staff, the one that he'd carved, after he finished the wall. Oh, Shaddai's going to come help him. Even before Paladin had reached the wall, Shaddai had left the shop. And even before Paladin had asked for help, Shaddai was on his way. Even before the hole had been closed, Shaddai had opened another one. His strong hands pulled away the rocks until he could see the forest, and with his staff at his side, Shaddai crawled through the hole, and he left the village he'd made and searched for his child. And you can see, there's Shaddai. Can you guys see it? Is it really blurry? There's Shaddai coming down the path to the wall to rescue Paladin. I love that story, guys. I hope you enjoyed it too.